In this video, I'm going to share the 3 best expired listing scripts for 2021 to set a listing appointment and how to overcome a few of the most common objections that you're going to get. In fact, the 3 scripts that I'm going to share with you have helped me set hundreds of listing appointments and close over $500,000 in expired listing commissions throughout my career as a real estate agent. What's going on, everyone? I'm Kyle Handy, a realtor and team leader here in San Antonio, Texas. I help teach other realtors, team leaders, and brokers how to grow and scale their real estate business through digital marketing, content creation, social media, as well as tried and true methods. And if you want proven strategies that you can use to get more leads, closings, and scale your team, you'll love this video. Keep watching. All right, so before I share the 3 scripts with you, I want to share a few expired listing tips to set the stage and give you some clear expectations of what you should know when working with expired sellers. So first of all, you're going to want to understand that you're going to get a ton of rejection when calling expired listings. Over 80% of expired listing phone calls that I make result in somebody hanging up on me, telling me that I'm the 100th realtor to call them, ask me to leave them alone, or simply don't answer. On top of that, of the 20% that are somewhat receptive to my call, 10% of those will allow me to book an appointment on the spot with them. That's right, if you're doing the math, that's around 2% that will book an appointment on the first call. That means you need to make about 50 calls to have a chance at one appointment. Now with continued follow-up, anywhere from 5 to 20 additional calls, I'll set another 3 appointments out of the original 50 leads. So as you'll see, the fortune is in the follow-up. So is it worth it? Absolutely. Listings are like real estate gold, especially in the significant sellers market that we're in today. It's certainly more comfortable to obtain buyer leads and clients, but then you still spend more of your time on the back end fighting against multiple offers, driving clients all over town, and consumed by the inspections and appraisal negotiations. In comparison, once you set a listing appointment with an expired seller and you can show them what went wrong the first time around and fix the issue, usually price, staging, or marketing, then having that deal turn into a closing is much more smooth. So while you may spend more time on the front end turning a prospect into a lead, you'll make up for it on the back end with the amount of work you'll need to do. The other part that makes the effort of learning expired scripts and going outside your comfort zone to cold call expired sellers is that many times these deals turn into multiple deals quickly. Either the expired seller needs to buy something else, you'll get signed calls from the listing, or you can circle prospect and share with other potential sellers in the area that you have a listing and or have sold a listing in their neighborhood. Time blocking is imperative when it comes to calling expired listings. Start calling at around 8 a.m. to be one of the first agents to contact the sellers. Plan to continue calling for a couple hours until around 10 a.m. Then you can start calling older expireds and following up with older expired leads that you've already spoken with afterwards. Overall, a solid 3 to 4 hours of time-blocked calling will ensure you're always filling your afternoons with appointments. Also, I recommend using a tool to speed up the process of calling expired listings. I use REDX. I found that it's the perfect balance of accuracy in the data and pricing for my needs. When you log into REDX, the system updates all the new expired listings and sets up a list that you can dial immediately. Also, when you sign up for REDX's expired leads, you also receive their Vortex CRM system for free. This allows you to keep notes and put leads into different follow-up buckets. Finally, I recommend adding their Storm Dialer to double the speed of manual dialing. Because REDX's dialer integrates with Vortex CRM system, there is a ton of extra information that pops up that you can utilize once you're in dialogue with the seller. Information like market values in their area, the seller's length of ownership, and how much they may still owe on the property, and much, much more. When you use my link in the description, you'll get your setup fee waived, which saves you about $149. All right, so all that being said, let's jump into the 3 scripts and objection handlers that I recommend when calling expired listings. This first script is from Gossard. It's pretty simple and short. This is a good one to master in the beginning because it's not very long and gets to the decision-making process pretty quickly, so it's great for new agents getting into expired leads. It goes something like this. Hey Sam, my name is Kyle Handy. I'm a realtor here in the area and I'm reaching out to you today because I came across a property you recently had for sale. Since I specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time around, I wanted to see what your plans are moving forward. Do you still have plans on getting that home sold? So this is a great way to start the conversation as it immediately identifies whether or not the owner has any remaining interest in selling. Also, mentioning that you specialize in expired listings might help win them over. Usually at this point, they'll say something like, well, we're not sure, we might just take a little break. Or they may say something like, well, we're gonna probably just go and try and list it ourselves. Or they may just say, no, we're really not interested in selling it anymore. So then at that point, what I'll say next is this. Okay, awesome. Do you know what type of time frame you're looking at here? Usually at this point, you're already gonna know if this person's receptive to talking to you, if they just want you off the phone or whatnot by then. But if they're staying on the phone, they're willing to talk, then I'll start to kind of ask them a few more questions to start building a little bit more trust. A lot of the questions that I pull from are from a Mike Ferry script. One of the questions that I like to ask is, awesome, so if you sold this home, where would you go next? Oh, really? How soon would you like to be there? Then I like to probe a little bit more into their experience the first time around. So John, what do you think actually stopped your home from selling the first time? Really? How did you happen to pick that agent? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say something like, well, we just didn't get any showings. They're not going to get to the deeper cause, or they're not going to share with you what the deeper cause they feel was. So you may need to do a little bit more probing. Oh, really? So you weren't getting any showings? Did the agent ever share with you kind of why there was no showings going on right now? I know that in this area, we've had about 7 homes that have sold here in the last 30 days. If I can tell that they're still receptive at this point, this is where I'll start to want to go in and ask for the appointment. Well, I tell you what, John, I'd love to schedule some time for me to come over and see your house in person and maybe just shed some light on why I think that it might not have sold. Are you available later this afternoon, say 3 p.m., or does tomorrow work better for you, say around 6 p.m.? I like that either or close because typically I'm good with either option as long as they're choosing a time for me to come out and meet with them. All right, so the next script is from Borino. This one takes a little more confidence and timing to pull off, but it is awesome. Hey John, this is Kyle Handy with EXP. I'm not the first one calling you about your house, am I? It's kind of crazy, all these agents calling. Where were they when this house was up for sale? You see, John, what's happening is that all of these agents are gunning for your listing. They think that they can make a quick buck by snagging it. Where were they when it was up for sale? John, have you relisted it yet? Is the house back on the market? Usually at this point, they'll say something like, no, we're gonna take it off the market. We're gonna take a break for a little bit. Hey, I don't blame you. I understand completely. Would you still consider selling in the future though, if a buyer walked in and offered you the right price? Here's where you're gonna probably get them to say, yeah, you know, most likely I would, or possibly. And so same thing as before, if the dialogue is still flowing, I'm gonna start probing, asking a few more questions and trying to build more trust. Well, where'd you guys wanna go? What was the plan? Well, let me ask you, what do you think went wrong? I'm looking at all the pictures and it seems like you have a lovely home. Nobody even made you an offer? Usually let's say something here like, well, the realtor just said that our neighborhood's slow or that the price was a little on the higher side. And so then I like to follow that up by giving them some solid stats on their neighborhood. Interesting. Well, did you know that 7 homes sold in your neighborhood in the last 30 days? Somebody's got to be moving. Here they'll usually say something like, well, no, I didn't realize that. Really, that's interesting. Or they'll say, which ones? Yeah, a lot of homes are selling. Let's do this, John. And I know you guys don't want to sell, and I'm not here to pressure you. I'm not one of those salespeople that called you earlier. Let me just drive by just to say hello, and I want to drop off some information, including the 7 homes that recently sold, so that way you at least know what's going on. Who knows? Maybe down the road you guys decide to sell again, and I'll be happy to sit down and chat. Could I swing by tonight around 5:30? Would that be okay? And there you have it. It's as simple as that. So this one, again, takes a little more practice, a little bit more timing, but overall, I feel like it's a great script that gives you that confidence and makes you feel like the expert when you're on the other line with that seller. All right, the final script is from Mulrenin. I really like this one because it's very relaxed feeling and doesn't come across as pushy or salesy, which is kind of my style. Hey, Sarah, this is Kyle, a local realtor, and I know you probably have every agent in town calling you right now. Am I right? I know that can be super frustrating, and just so you know, I'm not interested in listing your home. I was just curious. You were only asking $400,000 for that home, right? Interesting. What happened? Got it. And did you get any offers at all? Did the agent give you any feedback what he or she thought might have happened? I see. I was wondering, you're not going to do anything unless it made sense, but if you had received the right offer, what were the original plans? I see. And is that still the plan if possible? Okay, Sarah, well, here's my thought. What if one day I could stop by your house real quickly and share with you some new information that might be able to help you actually sell your house? Because I know you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense, right? I like to get micro commitments along the way, so that's why I'm constantly asking, right, is that okay? That type of thing. Okay, great. I can pop by one day, take a look at the home, and make some recommendations, and from there, you can have that information to use for the future if you do ever decide to sell the home again. And then you'll determine what makes the most sense. Fair enough? Okay, so I'll put you tentatively on my calendar for later this week. How's Thursday afternoon, or does Friday evening work better for you? Great. I'll plan on seeing you Thursday. I'll send you a quick email with my resume to keep on file. What's your best email? I'll let you know if we need to move the meeting for some reason, but I'll plan on seeing you Thursday. Okay, so now that you have 3 of the best scripts to get you on the phone, you're going to start hearing some of the same objections over and over, so you'll want to be prepared for them. So the first one that you're going to hear often is, thanks Kyle, but we're actually just going to go with the same agent. Here's what I'll say with that. Well, sure, I get you have some loyalty to that agent because you've been working with them for a while now, but can I tell you why it makes me nervous that you're just going to go blindly relist with them? And when they hear you say nervous, typically they're going to want to hear you out or see why you would be nervous about that. So more often than that, you're going to hear, sure, or nervous, why? And here's what I'll respond. Well, what I know is that your home was on the market for over 6 months, and the average time on the market right now is between 34 and 41 days. So realistically, your agent should have sold your home 3 times by now, and he or she didn't sell it once. So what do you think is going to happen differently this time around? Does that take confidence? Absolutely. But at the same point, you're not lying. If the agent had it for that long and they didn't sell it, what's going to change this time around? All right, so the next thing that you're going to hear most often is, well, I think we're just going to drop the price and sell it on our own. Ah, I see. Well, can I share a concern that I have with that scenario there? Use that word concern. It's going to get their attention, and more than likely, they're going to say, well, yeah, what's the concern? Well, what I know is that out of all the homes that sold this year in our market, over 98% involved both a listing agent and a buyer's agent, meaning that less than 2% had only a buyer's agent or no agent involved. Also, those homes sold anywhere from 9 to 17% less than had they gone with a professional agent like myself marketing the home. Do you really want to leave that amount of money on the table? And there you go. Again, they're not going to say they want to leave money on the table, right? So maybe that's the in that you're going to need to finally be able to set up an appointment with them. All right, but overall, remember what I said in the beginning. It's all in the follow-up. So as good of a speaker as you are on the phone, it's still going to come down to your follow-up if you're going to really have success with expired listings. So in addition to your just normal scheduled follow-up, I've realized that a good time to follow up is when you actually notice new activity in their neighborhood. So this could mean new listings, a new active option or a new pending, or a closing that just took place that you can now call and let them know the sold price. Also, if you do plan to be in that area, sometimes just call them out of the blue, let them know that you'll be in the area later on that afternoon, and sometimes they may say, okay, fine, let's meet, let's let you see the property, just because they feel that it's easy. Well, there you have it, 3 of the very best expired listing scripts out there, along with how to handle 2 of the most common objections that you're going to get. If you'd like a copy of these scripts for free, head over to my blog post that I've linked in the description below. Also, make sure to check out REDX, especially if you don't have a system for expired listings yet or are using another tool. I've used Vulcan 7, Cole Property Resource, Mojo, Espresso Agent, and truly believe that REDX has the most accurate data and easy to use tool out there. And again, my link in the description saves you about $149 on your setup fee. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. Also, mash that thumbs up button and give this video a like, as it helps my videos reach more real estate agents looking to grow their businesses. Finally, if you want exclusive real estate agent training that I only share with my email subscribers, head over to kylehandy.com and hop on my email newsletter. It's free. And now I want to turn it over to you. Let me know in the comments if you've ever called expired listings before. What are some of the challenges you've faced, and what did you do about it? Let me know. All right, well, until my next video, be well and get out there and sell some homes.